Good evening and welcome to yet another live. This is So with Oma, also known as Oma Ideal Luxury. In today's live video, we will be learning how to draft and cut um, a notched collar, a notched collar jacket here. So it's sleeveless. And here already I have my marker, my pattern paper, I have my ruler, my straight and curved ruler, right? And that's what we'll be needing for this. So if you're drafting on your own end, you no need to use a marker. You need a pencil, an eraser, um, your pattern paper, of course, and your ruler, as your friend calls. All right. So without wasting much time, let's get into today's um, tutorial. All right. So I always save my live videos so you can always go back to the live to watch, to the saved one to watch. Okay, so here we have it. So this particular jacket, the collar is a together collar, right? So what I mean by this is the built up collar goes from the front to the back, or comes from the back to the front, anyone. So it's together, all right? You don't need to cut the back separately or anything. You cut them together, okay? So that's what I mean by a together um, collar, right? And also the front is notched. So I'm going to use this particular pattern paper to draft the front and the back. So I will start with drafting the back because I'm trying to like save this paper. I'm trying to save paper. I wish there is a way we can have two, but it will be too short. It will be too short for the length, okay? So that's why I want to. Okay, another thing I can do is I'm thinking if I should do anything. I'm just trying to contemplate, like to know which or what is best. Okay, let me just do it like I said I would do in the initial time. So this is what it is. Yeah. I'll draw the front and back like so. Alright, so let's start with our measurements. The first thing I want to do is to go down from the base, from this line now. I'm going to go down by um let's say 5 inches. Let's say 5 inches. So I'm going to mark it like so. Alright. So I'm going to mark it like so. 5 inches. So this 5 inches space or allowance that I'm leaving is actually for the back collar. That's the extension, the collar extension to the back. That's what this is for. Okay, so that's 5 inches. Then on this side, from this point to this point, it's going to be 1 inch. Oh, I think my generator. Oh, my generator. The floor has finished. We don't have lights. And my gen. Let me quickly put on the solar in case it goes off. And I hope it will be bright. I just hope it will be bright. Let's just continue. I can hear the sound. Oh my god. Let's just continue. If it goes off, I pray the solar light is enough to go on with this. Alright. So from this point to this point, I went down by 5 inches and then just drew the line across. Please, in case my light goes off, I'm using generator, so and we don't have lights. Welcome to Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, precisely. So, but my solar light is on, and I hope it will be enough. So from this point to this point now, we're going to mark 1 inch. We're going to mark 1 inch, right? So this 1 inch would serve as our button allowance. This 5 inches here will serve as our back collar, right? You know, it's a collar together, so it serves as the back collar. Jen is going off, my god. We'll do our best. So I'm marking that 1 inch down, and then I'm just going to connect. I'm just going to connect like so. Alright, so here we have it. So now this will be our baseline as well. This will be our baseline, okay? So this is the first step you must take when making a jacket like this. Alright. This gen is going off, my god. Let me turn on my phone lights too. Alright, let me put on my phone light. Hopefully it brings enough light. Please just bear with me. Okay. I think this is not bad. This is not bad at all. Alright, so okay, we'll just work with what we have here. You can still see it. Okay, just I will sweat. So now this is our starting line, and also this is our starting line, okay? So this 5 inches is for the collar, like I said earlier, and this 1 inch is for the button allowance. So the next thing we're going to do is to just start putting all our measurements, okay? So this person's shoulder, we'll start with the shoulder. This person's shoulder is 16 inches, and because this shoulder, this style does not have sleeve. Usually when it's a jacket and it has sleeve, I used to put extra 1 inch or half of an inch for that allowance on the sleeve, so that it's not too tight and then there is no ease there. For ease, do you get? So I usually used to put like 1 inch, but because there is no sleeve, I'll use the exact shoulder. And if you want it to be more, shoulder revealing, you can even do minus half of an inch. Do you get? So you can do half of an inch, but I'm using the exact shoulder, and this shoulder is what I'm going to bring down. So the shoulder for this my client is 16 inches divided by 2. That's 8. That was how I got about 8 here, right? So now I'm going to bring that shoulder down here, and this will serve as my chest line. This will serve as my chest line, of course. If you're already into fashion, you know all of these parts, but we can't omit it because it's also very important for this tutorial. So the next thing I'm going to do is this my 8 inches, I'm going to take it here as well. That is to connect. I'll connect this way like this to get my armhole. And my shoulder slope, I used to go down from this place by 1 inch. Some people do half, but I like the slope to be very obvious, okay? And then on this part, which is my neck width, I take 3 inches from this line. I go in by 3 inches, all right? And then I just connect my shoulder slope like so. I just connect my shoulder slope like so, right? And then this is my neckline. On this point, I come by 3 inches down, all right? And now, if you notice, this is the front neckline. This is the front neckline. I'm going to get the back and the front neckline here. Like I said, I want to save the paper. So if you notice, this particular jacket's neckline is square. Look closely. You can take your time again and look at the thumbnail. You see that it's a square neckline. It's not round. It's not round. It first of all has a square shape before the V. All right, so just look properly, you would notice what I'm saying. So this is basically what it is. So now I'll just connect my armhole. Before doing that, I'll get my bust circumference. The bust of this person is 40, so 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches. Again, if there was sleeve, I usually used to add plus 1 inch for ease. It just helps and this is not just for jacket alone, it is for any kind of cloth that has sleeves, all right, except for very stretchy fabric. If the fabric is very stretchy, you don't need to add 1 inch, because the stretch itself would help it and make that place, free. So I've gotten my um round bust, so I just want to connect the armhole on this part of the armhole, I usually used to go in by half of an inch, so I didn't mark it, but that's exactly what happened there. So now we have our yoke aspect of this jacket done. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is to get all our points. And talking about our points, I mean the bust points. The bust point for my client is 10 inches, the under bust is 13, the waist point is 18 inches, and now the length of the jacket. The length of the jacket, I would like to use 23. I don't want it to be long, 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 so I like to use 23. All right, so I'll make it of 23, and then 1 inch for hemming. 1 inch for hemming, that's 24. Or I'll just leave it at 23. I don't want it to be very long, so I'll just use 23. So it just depends on what you want or what your client wants. So when you're marking, when you're measuring your client, you just have to put the tape on the length that if they feel is comfortable, they're comfortable with, and then you know use that exact length for them. So I'm connecting all my points together. I'm connecting all my points together. I'm so hot right now, honestly. I thought the floor would be enough, but it is what it is. We've started and we will keep pushing by the grace of God, right? So, yeah, I'm going to now come down, extending the 1 inch here. Don't forget, this 1 inch is button allowance. It's for our button. This 1 inch here is for button allowance. This 5 inches, I came by 5 inches. This is for the back collar. I said it's a collar together, so that's why I left this space. All right. So with this being said and done, let me just put chest line, bust point, under bust point, waist point, and um the length. Okay, perfect. So we've gotten our bust circumference, right? We'll come to the under bust here and we'll get our under bust circumference. The under bust circumference for my client is 30 inches, and so 30 inches divided by 4 is 7.5, and that's what I marked there. Okay, that's what I marked there. Let me bring it closer. Let me bring this one closer. All right, so the waist point also for my client is 30 inches, so 7.5 also. Then on your length, of course, you're going to use the hip. You're going to use the hip circumference, and the hip circumference for my client is 44 inches. So 44 divided by 4 is 11, right? Yes, 11 inches. So that's what I put there. And the next thing I'm just going to do is to connect using my curved ruler. Oh my god, I'm sweating. Oh, can't wait to have the proper solar. So I'll just connect like so. Okay, this person she's so what I usually do on this point, right, like on this line here, I don't leave it like this. I go up by either 1 inch or 1.5, so that I can curve it in. It just gives it a very fine finishing. All right, so I can just curve it in. So this is what I usually do, like so. So it just has a way of giving it like a fine finishing. Yeah, so that's that. The next thing we're going to do is, if you notice, if you look at this style, it has a princess cut, like a princess dart. I like to call it a dart. It's a princess dart. Some people say armpit cut or whatever, but it's princess dart or princess cut, but I like to call it princess dart. So I'll get the nipple to nipple measurement. The nipple to nipple measurement is for my client is 8 inches. So nipple to nipple is from here to here. So it's 8 inches. I'm going to divide by 2 and I'm getting 4 inches. So that's what I'm dropping here. So if you notice, please, I'm starting from this line. I'm starting from this line. Okay, we've already ascertained that. So I'm starting from this line, not from here, from here. Okay, so that's where I'm going to mark. So I'll start on my bust point, my 4 inches. Let me just put the tape so I'll be comfortable. 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches. So I'll just connect all of this now together. Connect all of this together. Yeah, so we have it. The next thing we want to do is get our darts. So from the waist point, I go in by, from this point, from the line, half an inch on both sides, half of an inch. On the under bust too, I do the same thing, half of an inch, half of an inch. Usually jackets that have buttons, you don't need too much curve on the bust area, okay? Because sometimes your client might want to open the button and just leave it to fly. So you don't, when it has too much curve, the curve area will not stay on the bust point. It will now extend this way, and it will be very obvious that there is curve there. So you don't want that to happen, okay? So that's why I'm using half of an inch, which is a normal amount for that. All right, so the next thing I want to do here is on this point, from this shoulder slope to the chest line, I'm going to get the amount. I got 7 inches, and now I'm going to get the midpoint of this 7 inches. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So this is it here. So I'll just bring it in here, right? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the full amount of our curved armhole. The full amount of our curved armhole. You have to take this well. You have to take this well. So the full amount of a curved armhole, I'm seeing about 8.5 rather. So 8.5 is like 4.25. So this is where it is, somewhere around here, okay? So I'm going to mark that. So now the next thing I want to do is to connect. So on this part, I'll use my curved ruler, right? See the way I'm placing it? I'm going to connect from here, from this point to the lower point to the bust point back. This will serve as our side 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 pieces, right? So now I forgot to connect this one before doing that, so just take this one straight like this. You know how we do our darts now, like this. Then on the bust point, just come down by like half of an inch or something, and then connect. Make a pointed like a pencil. How to write that you can hear me. How to write that you can hear me. Hi, Anamule. Please, if you can hear me, please do well to write that you can hear me. I just got disconnected now, and I don't want to go on with this without knowing fully well that I'm being heard. Please, let me confirm. Let me confirm with my phone. Let me confirm with my phone. Let me know that you can hear me so I can go on, please. I wouldn't want this. Let me know that you can hear me so I can go on, please. I wouldn't want the station whereby network is just terrible. But to bless God. Okay, I think I can go on. I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Alright, I think I'm back. Alright, so let's go on. Let's go on. I'm going to save the live for those who were disconnected as well, so that you can watch the full live tutorial. Okay, so I was talking about the darts in here, and um we've already joined this here. So this is the side piece which I connected this way. So on this point now, I'm going to connect it back to this place. So that's where we have our dart. So it's just to find a way to connect it back. Honestly speaking, I usually like to use my free hand because I feel like I'll get it well done. So I'll do it better, I'll connect it better. So this is what I usually like to do. If I was using this thing, okay, almost the same thing. So yeah, this is what we have. All right, now we are not going to leave this like this because one is actually longer than the other. It could be the center piece, it could be the side. One is actually longer than the other, so we're going to find out the one that is longer. So what I do is from this point, I put my tape, extend it all the way to the under bust. What I have here is 10 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing here to see if it's the same thing. And I have 9.5 here, 9.5 inches. So it means I have to go out by half of an inch. So I'll just join it this way and then just continue to connect like this, okay? Yeah, so that's basically that for that. All right, so now moving on to what we need to do. So I said I'm going to use this because the neckline, I'm going to use the front to do my illustration. All right, so usually the neckline, to do my illustration for the back, neckline, because I don't want to waste paper. So usually the back neckline is depth of 1 inch that I take, and then I just find a way to connect it back to this place. All right, so this is the front, 3 by 3. The back is 3 by 1, and I connected like that. So what I just need this back neckline for now, because I'm not cutting the back. To cut the back is, of course, it's easy. You can choose to do a princess cut or a normal dart. It's just the same thing here, but square this neckline. All right, so this is what I need the back neckline for the front because of the collar. I'll just take it this way to know what I have. Let me do it like this. Maybe you can see it. So all the way like this. I think I have about 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches. So I'm going to take 3.5 inches up like this. So this, I'm creating my back collar. So I'm taking it up like this. Yeah, 3.5 inches. So that's what I'm doing. Now, we all know that this particular collar is not the regular or the usual big collar that is folded. It is standing. It's like a built up collar, okay? So it's not the other normal notch collar or row collar that you fold. You don't fold this one. This one is standing on its own. So let's first of all connect this. Like so. So what this means is that we're not going to need too much, maybe as much as 3 inches or 4 inches. What we would need is, usually when you're doing a bishop collar, you use about 1.5 inch. Yeah, from the neckline now is about 1.5 inch or 2 inches. All right, so let's just say I'm using 1.5. So I'm using 1.5. So this is what it is. This is it here, 1.5 inch, right? Now on this point, back to my front neck depth, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in from here by 1.5, or from this line I'm going to come up by 1.5 to match up with this, right? That's what I'm going to do. So let's get the line. Let's connect it. Have you seen it? So this is what it is. All right, now from this point I'm going to go up. Now I'm trying to get my notch. So I want to go up by half of an inch. This is it here. So after getting this, from this sharp corner line, I'm going to place my ruler like this and come out like so. All right, and come out like so. So this part now is going out. So this is our notch. You can actually make it wider. It's your choice. I mean, it's your choice or your client's preference. Oh, I'm sweating. Now this is about the notch, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is to get my V shape. I will extend it to the button. Allowance. That V shape from here, from this neck depth, right? I'm going to extend it to the button allowance, not to this place now because we have button, right? So now I'm going to determine where I want the neck depth to stop. That's the V to stop. Do I want it on my exact bust point or my under bust? Do you understand? So it's you now and your client that will determine that. But what I'm saying on that style is that it is just a bit above the bust point. So maybe like 1 inch above the bust point, all right? So that's what we have here. So I'm just going to get that, and so I will connect like this. Yeah, so I'm going to connect like this. All right, do you see that? Now this is where we need our curved ruler. Also on this part, right, there is a curve here, like it's not straight. There is a curve here, so you can decide to do 1 inch from here depending on how open you want it to be. Let me bring this up so that you can see what I'm doing. So from this part now, right, from this line, you can decide to do 1 inch or even 1.5. It just depends on how curvy you want it to look. Okay, so then the button from this, so this is where the button will start from. The button is starting from here. You can say the button, you want the button to start from this place to the under bust or plus 1 inch lower. You can say, oh, let the button space or the button area be on this side. All right, so let me see how many is there. That's about 5 inches, right? Which is not bad. So you take out, you do this, put one here, put one here, or put two here, or you put it on the under bust exact. So it's just your choice and what you think will be best for your client or how creative you want to get. So the next thing we're going to do is from this point now, I'm going to find a way to just slant it. All right, so see the way I placed my curved ruler. You can choose to use a straight ruler, but I want it to have a bit like a curved look. All right, so I'm using my 1 inch. I'll just find a way to slant it, so maintaining my button allowance, 1 inch of button allowance. All right, then on this part here, I don't want it to be straight. I don't want this part to be straight, so I'm just going to give it like a little bit of curve, just a little bit of curve, just so something from here, just a little bit of curve. I don't want it to be straight. All right, so that's basically what it is there. And yeah, we have it like so. So the back, of course, the back, you just get your shoulder, your normal shoulder. You're not for the back, you're not giving this much allowance. Just cut your normal back. This extension is the back collar. Okay, this thing now is the back collar. This one from here to here, this is the back collar. That's basically what it is. So let's cut out and see what we have. Let's cut out and see what we have. Like I'm sweating. You guys need to see what I look like. My goodness. So don't forget, this part is notched. So stop here, and I hope you can see what I'm doing. Take out the notch thing. Yeah. Then okay. So this is it. Let me put this out. Now, please, oh, I just forgot to replace my dart. It's very important. Replace your dart, which is 1 inch. Please replace your dart. After replacing your dart on your fabric, you can add your seam allowance. But please do not forget to replace your dart so that you will not think that you have done that already and just add only your seam allowance, and then you will have issues later on with your measurements. So please replace your dart. All right, so let's continue cutting out. Now when you get to this part, right, I don't like to leave it sharp like this. I find a way to get it curved, right? I don't like to leave it sharp, so I find a way to get it curved, which I've done. I don't like it to be sharp at all. You will not even like it. When you're fixing the collar, it's going to be really, really stressful for you. So I find a way to leave it curved. So now take this and cut it out. Cut this out. So yeah, cut this out. So this is it. This is the shoulder. So this one now goes to the back. Did you see? Oh my god, this is absolutely beautiful. Did you see it? So this is the notch, this is the area, this is the v-neck. So you just, this is single, so you, of course when you're cutting, placing on your fabric, it has to be on fold. So you have the other parts here, this is on it, and on my, honestly, this is so beautiful. I mean, you can even make it for yourself to church. I mean, this is so beautiful. This is really, really gorgeous and so clean, so cheap. Then this part, what you just do is to cut out. You cut out like this. So you just cut out like this so that you can have your two pieces here. So this is your center piece here, and this is your side piece. Your side pieces of piece. Okay. So you can see that our curve for the bust is not too much. Not too much. It's not so much. It's there, but it's not so much. You can see it's there, right? But it's not so much. So yeah, yeah. This is what we have. This goes this way, right? And then, oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. Look at it. So this one now, this one that I folded in is the back. So when you join, just join in the middle, right? And then attach it to the back neckline, and then you have it. So this is basically, this is a built up, another unique built up notched collar. Okay, so it's really, really gorgeous. This is the time for you to see how sweaty I look. Oh my god, like, please subscribe to the channel. Like, my generator went off, my fuel finished, and I had to make use of the light that is available without any air, without any air whatsoever. So please subscribe to the channel. I would always come here to, share amazing styles, tutorial, how to draft, how to cut a particular style here. In fact, this is what I do. I'm teaching you how to make certain styles, how to cut, how to draft and cut them. And honestly speaking, it's not easy. I don't know if you can, let me pick out my torch. I am really, really sweaty. It's like I showered, something like that. Like, I'm really sweaty. Please, if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe. Engage with my videos. I have other live tutorials that I saved. So do well to do that. And this is what we do. This is what I enjoy doing, and I won't stop for any reason, whether there is light, under the sun, in the rain, or whatsoever. Thank you so much for joining this particular video, this live section, and yeah, to be seen in the next one. Take care. Love you. Bye bye. Do well to subscribe, like, engage by commenting. It's not easy. You see, I'm carrying torch just to show you how to draft and how to cut the right. So please engage in my videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye.